So, for a man who is not a Christian pastor, can he tell his family which church to go to? Yes, nganamati. Tongoti nini panapa and this could have made of AFM, not made of Anglican, but yeah, is that okay?
My answer could be yes, no. No, in the sense that probably the fact that the man is not a Christian may not be able to be in a position to know what is the best church to go to.
Oh, because because
men, they are not moved by love. They don't need to be loved.
Okay.
Yeah, to tell a man I love you, it doesn't make much sense.
Correct.
All men want from a woman
submission. Yeah, we spoke about that on one of our episodes, which was titled "Men Don't Need Love."
Yeah, sure.
And a lot of women thought we were just talking, but since you are the bishop, you've confirmed it.
Sure.
Which means, Kuzi, just know that we were right. Men don't need love.
Yeah, we're very happy.
I am human, did not feel our pain. Kutendere murume, I see motion. I see motion. Kutinda kapa mukota. Kutendere murume, dinende fu, I see motion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gota Men's Issues, our program that we bring you every Monday, 8 p.m. Melbourne time and 11 a.m. Zimbabwean time, or I don't know what you call it, that's Central African time, GMT +2. We want to thank you and we want to welcome you. Thank you for the continuous support that you are always giving us. We really appreciate. Maybe don't forget to share the program and let other people know so much about it. We are always talking about issues that affect men, but with women in mind as well. We want to help as many women as we can to be peaceful even in their marriages and in their homes by building strong men and strong boys coming up. Today we've got a guest who is coming here for the very second time. The first time he was with us, we were talking about spiritual husbands or spiritual wives along those lines, and vakatsanangura nyaya deliverance and everything else. And I had never met this man. Now ndasangana nawo for the first time because we are shooting this episode kuno Zimbabwe. He doesn't use filters. Zvavanga vatori pa live, pa online ndo zvavatori. Pastor H Gotora, or should I say Bishop H Gotora. How are you, sir?
Very well. How are you, Lawrence?
I'm good.
Nice meeting you after a long time.
After a long time.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. It's good to welcome you back on the program. Sure. This is something that we have been waiting to shoot in a very long time. But because of your busy schedule, you were always elusive. But we want to thank God for giving us the opportunity now.
Sure.
To sit down with you so that we talk. Now, Pastor, the topic that I have today is something that has become a little bit controversial, but it's biblical. So I want you to expound and explain what this means and how best we can be able to put this family or to apply this topic to families, to modern families today. Today we are talking about men as the head of the woman. What does that mean? That is the question that we have today. Men as the head of the woman. What does that mean? So my first question that I want to ask you on top of the topic is that in what sense is the man the head of the woman?
Okay, thank you very much, Lawrence. Like I've said, it's nice to meet you once again.
Yeah.
After a very long time.
Yeah.
It's always good to be with you.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope you are keeping well and your family in Australia. And I also want to appreciate the work that you are doing through this program.
Thank you.
It's a very powerful program that I always follow through.
Thank you.
And I've seen that many men are being helped because of this program.
Thank you.
And also, I want to thank you for this topic. It's a very relevant topic and a very powerful one.
Thank you.
Which I believe it's gonna demystify some of the issues that pertains to the issue of the authority of men in a marriage setup. Because most people, they confuse these things, you know. There is this issue of equal rights and so forth that come into play. When people hear about equal rights, they think that these things also apply in marriage. But biblically, it is not so. I want to say that I personally, I believe in, I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in constitutionalism, and our constitution here in Zimbabwe and world over, I think it actually gives room for equal rights between men and women. And so we need to understand that the issue of equal rights is mainly to do with the issues maybe that affect people socially, but not in marital setup. Right. So for us to understand this, we need to go into the Bible, particularly Ephesians chapter number 5. Let me start reading from verse number 22. This was Apostle Paul teaching the churches to Ephesus about the issue of how men and women relate in a marriage. And he starts at verse number 22, says, "Wife, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord." That's verse 22. Verse 23, where we have taken the topic, it says that for the husband is the head of the wife.
The head of the wife.
The head of the wife. I hear most people, you know, they also confuse this statement. They misrepresent it. Some say the wife is the head of the family. I mean, the husband is the head of the family.
But it's the wife.
But the Bible is saying he is the head of the wife. We should not call it murume ndiye musoro wemba. Murume has musoro wemba. But the Bible murume ndiye musoro wemukadzi. He is the head of the wife.
So why are they? I'm sorry, but yeah.
Of course we would want to go much to that, but let's focus on our topic here. We say he is the head of the wife. Right. I just wanted to make it, because when we're talking about the house or imba. Imba is constituted by the husband and wife. They make a house, they make a family. They have children, are a blessing from the Lord, whether they are there or they are not.
They're not there, but their house is their husband.
Is their husband. I think that's the reason why the Bible says the husband is the head of the wife.
Of the wife. Saka kurati kana vachizotonga vese vese vatondo misoro yemba. Asi pama decisions mukadzi anozviziva kuti ndine head.
In the head, yes.
Saka baba ndo head.
I normally joke and say that if without the husband, the woman doesn't have a head. Don't joke and it makes more.
Tinovafungira.
It's not being delicate, but it was just a joke. So the Bible specifically says that the husband is the head of the wife. It was not by mistake. You know, I want you to understand that this verse 23, it proceeds to say that even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. So the Bible is equating, or is giving a scenario whereby is putting the man to be a type of Christ. And the woman is a type of the church. So what it then means is that firstly we need to understand what does it mean to be the head. When the Bible is saying the husband is the head, the word head there, it denotes leadership. It means the husband is expected to be a leader, to be the leader in the family setup. Or in the marriage. So when there is no husband, it means there is no leadership. So when it says the husband is the head of the wife, it means the husband is the leader. He must be in a position to give direction to the wife. When we're talking about leadership, it means someone who sets an example, someone who gives direction, someone who provides solutions when a solution is needed. So that's where the headship is coming in.
All right.
Yeah. So when there is no husband, it means there is no leadership. So whenever somebody gets married, when they get into a marriage setup, there must be a leader. This was done in order to put order in the family setup, in the marriage, because you imagine in a setup where everyone is a leader, there will be commotion. Even in an organization where people gather, there must be somebody who is leading to give direction. Even in a church setup, you've got the pastor who is the head of the church or an assembly to give direction. But it will be chaotic if everyone tries to lead.
All right.
Yeah. So in a family setup or in a marriage setup, there must be also a leader in order to avoid chaos in that particular marriage.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, my next question, I'll come back to what you've explained, but that's a powerful explanation.
Sure.
But at what stage in life does a man's authority start in a woman's life? Ndinomukomana ane musikana wake wari kudanana naye vatotanga here head na tailor kana kuti zvinozotanga vanhu kana officially married. When do I start to be the head of the woman?
The headship of the man, I think personally, it just starts right from the time that they get into a relationship.
Okay.
Because if you check, it is the man who proposes the woman. It's not by vice versa, although in our generation, I think I'm hearing that there are some women who are now approaching men. But under normal circumstances, it is the man who proposes.
Yeah.
By the main factor of that the man is the one who proposes, it means that he's already, exercising headship. Yeah, he's already exercising headship there, because he's the one who is coming after the woman. He's actually trying to show that I'm in charge. Yeah.
Okay. So it starts till courtship.
Yes. So when that's why during the courtship, some would actually see that this woman, I cannot stay with her.
Okay.
She is not submissive. Yeah. The submissions is you start to see it when they're in the stage of courtship. You can actually tell that this woman is submissive or not. And that's the time when the man will decide that I can stay with this woman.
All right. So head wemumba matsanangura baba ndo head. Vane ma spiritual roles api, ma physical roles api mumba. What are his spiritual roles and what are his physical roles as the head of the family, of the woman?
Okay,
to be precise.
Let me start from the spiritual side. The spiritual role of a man in the house, biblically, the man is the priest of the house.
All right.
Is the priest in the marriage setup. Is the priest. When we're talking about a priest, in the Old Testament, that's where we get to the priesthood ministry more explained. Because there were two offices that were more prevalent in the Old Testament, the priest and the prophet. A priest, the difference between a priest and a prophet. A prophet is someone who speaks the mind of God to the people.
All right.
He comes from God to the people.
All right.
But a priest comes from men to God.
All right.
They go before the Lord to plead the issues of men before God.
Okay.
That's the role of a priest. If we take in the book of Job, you hear that the Job every day you could go and burn some sacrifices before God. Some sin sacrifices, saying that in case my children during the day they've sinned against God, so you could offer some sacrifice on their behalf before the Lord. Okay. So the role of a father, the role of a husband is priesthood, spiritual. He must lead his family to Christ, to God. He must plead for them spiritual, even in the traditional ATR, African region tradition. It is the men that could go and, Peter, on behalf of their families. That's taking a spiritual role.
All right.
Yeah, so that's the spiritual side. If it is a Christian marriage, those who are born again Christian, they also, a man is expected to lead even a prayer before they sleep in the family during the evenings, or Bible study, and so on. That's how a husband plays a spiritual role as a head of the family and the head of the wife. Then coming to the natural sense, physical sense, the headship of the man is manifested in, number one, the man must be the provider. He is the head of the family.
All right.
I believe that in every household, the man must be taking a leading role in terms of providing for the family.
All right.
The woman or the wife must not lack anything when she has a husband.
Okay.
The husband must go out of his way to make sure that he provides for his family. And like in the Bible, because it's set up, if you check Bible not mwarandu kuna Adam kuda kwa Eva kuchama mango mako kuda what Eve was going to depend on Adam. Right. Adam was supposed to go out and work and defend the garden on behalf of Eve. Right. Eve was only there to enjoy the fruits of the work of Adam. Right. So the husband is supposed to be going out to look for the needs of the family and provide for the needs of the family and for the wife. And I always say that, whenever I officiate weddings, that most marriages, you find that most wives ice cream msikana chimunyengerero kana angomumba akada kuti ndikuda kwa ice cream anotutupa kunzoda ice cream ndomanodikerero. So I always ask them kuti makambona ice cream yakanyorwa kunzi for children.
Above 18.
Yeah, it's for everyone who wants it. So if the wife says I want ice cream, the man must provide.
Ice cream wants up to 6 months.
Yeah, so my point is that the husband is supposed to provide for his wife and for his family. So that is the first role that the man is supposed to be taking. That is the for providing for his family. Then number two, the husband is supposed to offer security to his wife. When somebody is married, they must not live in fear when the husband is around. The husband must make sure that he provides security to his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, when they are in their home, the wife's comfort must be in the presence of the husband.
Right.
By just knowing that my husband is around,
she must be
comfortable.
Okay.
So she must not live in fear, which means the husband must provide protection against any attack, be it spiritual or physical.
Correct.
He must protect his wife from any attacks from family members.
All right.
Because my family members anotaurisa wamwanda kubvonyonga mwana mbora uyambwana tete, and so forth. It is the duty of the husband
to protect the wife.
All right. That's where the headship is. In the physical sense, you must make sure that you provide security, protect your wife in every sense. You must even down I'm protected.
So are we like mamonye?
Yes. Even as short as you are, no, I'm not that short. Yeah, I know you're old, but that argument, okay.
All right.
Yeah, so there is provision, then there is a provision of security and protection to the wife.
Okay.
So those are the physical roles that the man is supposed to take upon his wife.
All right. While you are there, I must support my wife financially. We recently had a program where we were speaking about a question came which says, can my marriage survive if my wife is earning more? Okay. Just a brief opinion of what you think what do you think about women that are earning more than their husbands, or husbands that are earning less than their women?
Yeah, that question crossed in my mind when I was explaining about the man providing for his wife and so on. Yeah, it's a very contentious issue where people saying this what would be the marriage like. If the one woman is the one who will be earning more, and so on. But primarily, it is the duty of the husband to provide. But in the circumstances where the woman is earning more than his husband, those are circumstances that they are there. But I would want to urge that it will go back to the scripture, verse 22, which says, wives, submit yourselves to your own husband. Regardless of the fact that you are earning more, she must always be submissive
to the husband.
Because earning more is not maybe by choice.
Okay.
It could be maybe circumstantial, whereby the woman might be getting a well-paying job than that of the man because of various reasons.
All right.
But it doesn't mean that the woman will become bigger than the man.
All right.
The husband remains the husband, regardless of the fact that she is earning more.
Right.
She must continue to submit. And like I said earlier on about the issue of equal rights, sometimes maybe the wife might be a general manager at their workplace, whilst the man is just a worker at their workplace as well. So the woman should not carry a general manager position in the house. It ends at the workplace. When she comes back at home, there is a leader, that there is a head where she's supposed to be submitting.
With the husband.
In any case, I would want to say that men, they are not moved by love. They don't need to be loved.
Okay.
Yeah, to tell a man I love you, it doesn't make much sense.
Correct.
All men want from a woman submission.
Yeah, we spoke about that on one of our episodes, which was titled "Men Don't Need Love."
Yeah, sure.
And a lot of women thought we were just talking, but since you are the bishop, you've confirmed it.
Sure.
Which means, Kuzi, just know that we were right. Men don't need love.
Yeah, you're very 100% correct. Men don't need love; they need submission.
Submission.
The faster women realize this, the better. Yeah, you don't need to spend time trying to love the men. No, just submit.
And that's the kind of love that we want.
The men were created with. One of my every man of leadership. They want to lead, especially in their own home.
In their own homes.
So they don't want to be in a scenario where they come from work, where there is a manager who has been tossing them around. Then they come home, there is a woman who will be tossing them around. They don't want that kind of a scenario.
Okay.
They want a situation whereby they are being tossed around by other men, and out there when they come home, this is their domain.
Right.
They must be given their position where they will be now, I'm in charge of this family, I'm in charge of this house, I'm the one who is in control.
All right.
So if you take that from them, then you lose them.
Oh, okay. Good explanation there.
Sure.
We are back to that program, Men Don't Need Love. All right. So for a man who is not a Christian, pastor, can he tell his family which church to go to? Yes, Nganamati. To go to Ainini Panapa. And this could have made of AFM, not made of Anglican, but is that okay?
My answer could be yes, no. No, in the sense that probably the fact that the man is not a Christian may not be able to be in a position to know which is what is the best church to go to.
Oh, because
How did he know that this is a good church and this one is not a good church?
Maybe coming from parents or something, or something.
It's very difficult.
Okay. The same way you probably has influenced Tawana to support Chelsea, although it's a bad club, but because you work with Baba.
Yeah, but I tried, but I failed to convince him.
Oh, you failed?
He remained with money.
Okay.
He ended up giving up.
Yeah, because I don't know. So
the same thing, yes, I'm the head of the family, yes. If I'm not a Christian, if my wife chooses to go to church with my kids, I may not be in a position to choose which church they should go to.
Okay.
because they must go to the church where they feel comfortable.
All right.
You know, there are so many reasons why people choose to go to a certain church. You know, which I may not be privy to.
Okay.
Or maybe the best thing could be for both the husband and wife to discuss and talk about why the husband is saying go to this church.
All right.
And why the wife is saying I want to go to this church.
Okay.
And then they can see weigh the merits of both their reasons that are being given by both of them.
All right. I don't know where that question came from, but I feel like it came from one of our followers to just ask under this topic. Maybe they are being forced to go to a church where the husband is not going.
Yeah, but ideally I also want to say to men that you don't let your family go to church whilst you're not going to church. You must be leading. You are the head. Go to church and take your family to church.
All right. So how can you explain the difference between stepping up and heading your family and demanding your own ways, always? Because there are some men, because ndini baba, you know, I always say, So how do you explain the difference between stepping up and being a father and having your own ways always? Is it possible to be the head of the family and lose a certain argument in the family? Probably, maybe if you are going down to a holiday, Baba waruda ku Hawaii, vana waruda ku New York. Is it possible to lose that role of finance and still be the head of the family? Unaweza na lose ubaba and to went to New York, you want to win a wife.
Yeah, the example that you've given, I want to come back with that one, that we use in that angle. That sometimes, you know, losing an argument doesn't take away the headship.
Okay.
You know, actually a good dad or a good father or a good husband doesn't necessarily need to have, you don't have to win every argument over. You know, sometimes you should give your family the right to choose.
All right.
For example, that you have given, I'm proposing that we go to Indonesia. You want to go to Indonesia. Yeah. I want to go, you may choose to go to Indonesia and say, no, my family wants us to go to Indonesia. And they say, no, that you want to go to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Give them the right to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, I often do that with my family. Sometimes I take them out for dinner, usually once or twice every month. I just tell them, this Sunday we're going out for dinner. And I said to them, where do you want us to go? I would have my preference, but I give them the room to choose.
Okay.
Then this one will say this one will say this. Then I tell them to vote.
You love elections, huh?
Yeah. Yes, you know, you always do elections every other time. Yeah. So I give them time to choose.
Okay.
I don't just impose things on them. Because being in the head, it doesn't mean that you have to impose things always.
All right.
On your wife and on your family.
All right.
As much as the head of the wife, it doesn't mean that she's just a robot where you just turn left, turn right. So no, you bring up your proposal to her. This is what I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
Allow her to also share her views.
All right.
If you are not in agreement with her views, you know, tell her why you are not in agreement. Don't say, no, what I've said, I don't want to hear any opinion from you, I'm the head, this and that, this and that. That's why the point you're saying, you know, so you have to, you know, but the moment when you handle issues well, they will continuously respect you and give you a position.
All right.
But if you impose things on them and you force them to do things even that they don't want, being a good leader is to be considered. You consider their views, you consider their feelings, even the feelings of your wife.
Okay.
It's not just coming and impose things on them and say, because I'm the head, just accept everything.
Okay.
Today I want to eat pork, so everyone must eat pork because I'm the head. You know, even they feel they don't want to eat pork. You know, you should consider what they want, and a good leader is empathetic. You feel for them, you go sometimes with what they feel is the best.
Okay.
So for you to step up and maintain headship is, you know, sometimes you need to be kind of considerate. Just to come with a demo to try it. This is the way, I'm the leader, and so on.
Okay.
You know, it's not supposed to be like that. And I understand that if you do things with love, and your family will always respect your views.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are explaining, Bishop. So, Tambotora Nyema finances. Is it possible to? I know Mambopa explained about it, and without so elaborate. Is it possible to become the head of the woman without the financial backing? We had to without becoming married, cannot. The moment they are always ring about whether or not $1 million in $2, I'm your head.
Yeah, the headship has nothing to do with finance.
Okay.
It's just a natural position that a man assumes once they have a woman in their life.
Okay.
It's something that doesn't need to be backed by finances.
All right.
You may have money or not have money. As long as you are married, you are the head of the wife. All right. But at the same time, like I've said earlier on, that every man must be a provider for his family and for his wife.
All right.
He must work, because there are some men who are very lazy, who don't want to go out and work.
Okay.
They spend the whole time sleeping. If they get a wife who is working, they want to enjoy the money that is being, worked for by the woman. Or else they spend the whole time sleeping at home.
All right.
A man must, the woman must see that my husband is doing he's doing all he can.
All right.
To fend for us and to take care of us.
Okay.
Yeah, you should not be someone who spends the whole day sleeping and you say, because I'm the head, when you come with you, whatever you bring, I will decide how it is spent, right. Something like that. But being the head of the family, it's something that one assumes once they get married. Right. So I also want to re-emphasize and elaborate the point that we got from the scripture there, that the husband is the head of the wife, and it will not say that even as Christ
is the head of the church.
The head of the church.
All right.
If you go down with this scripture, after Paul spent time explaining this marriage setup, he then says, I'm talking about a great mystery, and I'm talking about Christ and the church. Marriage setup, if we take it in that sense, it will be very difficult. It will be very easier to handle. It won't be difficult to handle.
Okay.
If we take it in that sense, which Paul gave in the Bible.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? Because this that verse 2, chapter 5, Ephesians, verse 2 say, this is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church.
Right.
Which means the church, the marriage between the husband and the wife is an analogy of the church and Christ. What the church is to Christ is what the woman is supposed to be to the husband. What Christ is to the church is what the husband is supposed to be to the wife.
You're supposed to die for your wife.
Yes, you must die for your wife. You must sacrifice. You must go all the way. You must be able to shield and protect like what Christ does. And we know what we do even in the church setup. We go every Sunday to church to worship God. And we ask for everything. Even Christ himself said in the book of John chapter 15, he says, you shall ask anything that you want in my name, and it shall be given unto you.
All right.
That is the scenario. He's talking to the church. The husband must be in that position where he tells his wife, ask anything that you want,
and you shall get
and you shall get it.
In my name.
In my name.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it's supposed to be. And the wife must submit to the husband. It's right. The church submit to Christ.
Christ.
Yes.
Oh, that's good, Pastor. Thank you so much for so much splendid elaboration of this topic. I don't feel like I have many more questions to ask. You came very prepared today. I think next time you should come with that collar of the bishops because you are almost getting there.
Yeah.
It's amazing to hear such words of wisdom, and we always want men and women to understand, because our generation now is confused.
mumwe
anobata pakuti I'm the head and ipapo head wacho unatsoona kuti musoro wacho ndouya wafatso wemukwaedza ndi head ka but musoro wacho haiwa ndi wafatso chaiwo. So we want to thank you so much, Bishop, for coming on today, and we hope to bring you again for another topic, and we are so humbled because you are finding time to come to this program in your own preserved, in your own precious busy schedule, from your own busy. We know you are a counselor, soon to be alderman, is it? So we will be saying alderman Bishop Gotora very soon. We want to thank you so much. May God bless you, and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, sure. It was my pleasure to be on the program. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our viewers. This was Bishop Gotora with us here, expounding on the topic of men as the head of the family. I believe we have all understood now what it means, and we are not going to abuse that place as men that we've been given by God. And I want you to continue supporting this program. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share with amazing and many people. We are no longer screening this on Facebook, so let other people know that we are now strictly screening it on our YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day, and let's meet again next week on Monday, same time. Don't miss an episode. My name is Lawrence Mazenge. This is Gota Men's Issues.
Aisi mosha kutinda kapfa mugota kuti ndiri murume ndine ndefu aisi mosha dzimwe nguva ndefu tinotwa